Something tells me the Pacers are not going to be winning this game again, based on how the market, the lack of adjustment in the spread on this game. Game one was 9.5 in favor of the Thunder. Now we're 11.5.
You would think that, oh, well, the Pacers just won. The Pacers were a 9.5-point dog. The spread will be lower. Not how it works in the NBA. This is the old zigzag theory at its finest. I know a lot of guys last night that were happy to lay 10.5, and then others were laying 11. So here we are, out to 11.5. Now, BetMGM still has one of the lower numbers in the market for game number 2. I see them. They just got hit. So they were 11.5 this morning. But in the last 5 minutes, the Pacer money came in at BetMGM. I'm looking at Odds Logic right now, from 11.5 to 10.5 in the last 5 minutes. So somebody at an MGM account somewhere likes the Pacers. Okay, that's one person's opinion, or maybe a group's opinion. But most books are at 11 to 11.5. I see South Point coming down to 11 right now. So this is probably a good two-way number in terms of, you're going to get the Pacer money come in at plus 11, 11.5, but you're also going to get that resistance if it comes down through the 11 again, because people have proven they will lay 10.5. This is probably a really good guess on where the number is going to close for game number 2. Was this you, by the way, yesterday? I saw this. There was a huge bet in Vegas. I figured maybe this was you. It was a $1 million bet on the Thunder to win the series. Was that you? Yes or no?
Yeah, that was just some pocket change I thought I'd just throw out there, right?
This person allegedly, according to Ben Fox, walked into a book in Vegas that was an MGM shop, bet $1.05 million on the Thunder to win the series at minus 700. It's $1 million bet to win $150,000, and it's the biggest reported finals bet so far this year. Not a good start. If you walked in, bet $1 million, and you lose at the buzzer as a 9.5-point favorite. So I imagine whoever that person was, Kate, I know it was you, $1 million to win 150 smacks. Not a great start. Can you imagine?
Yeah. I couldn't join you guys yesterday, Sam, one, because Joe still hadn't left for his trip, but I called up the PJ. I flew it out to Vegas quick, walked in, posted that bet, and then just got back in order to prepare for the show today, because if I'm able to drop $1 million on a bet, certainly I will be doing this show with you at 8 a.m. the next morning, right? So that makes a whole lot of sense. Yeah, that person's probably not feeling great, especially because now with the Pacers winning game 1, you could get a whole lot better series price, and you're not laying minus 700 there. I had a friend yesterday, Sam. He is the worst gambler in the world. Like, awful, awful, awful. And put 500 on OKC money line at minus 700. Like, if that doesn't tell you he's the worst, like, awful. Texts us 5 minutes before the game ends. He's like, yep, we're good, in the bag. No. I don't understand that. And like, maybe if you're super confident at like a minus 300, something, minus 700, that's a really dumb bet, right?
Especially in game 1.
Right? When crazy things happen.
It's always difficult to get that gauge on game 1, especially when you have a team that's been resting, 4 days, and then the Thunder, who felt like they hadn't played since the middle of May, for crying out loud. I know it wasn't that long ago, but these game 1s are very difficult. And, Joe and I have talked about usually leaning to a dog in game 1. Dog didn't look great for 3 quarters, but the dog wins the game outright. It's very similar, I think, to the way that Lakers and 76ers series began in the finals many, many moons ago, early 2000s. Iverson goes off in game 1, and the Sixers win game 1. And everybody's going, oh, my goodness, maybe the Lakers are overrated. Maybe the Lakers are this and that. And then the Lakers win 4 in a row. So I have this gut feeling that Indiana may have woken up a giant. At the same time, though, this is a Thunder team that doesn't have a championship pedigree. So, you could break this second game down in more ways than one. I'm inclined to think that you do see a better performance, most importantly, a better finish from the Thunder, because they were solid for 36, 40 minutes. But the Pacers go on that late run, the 12-2 run, get them right back into the game, and it was really quick because it was three-pointer, three-pointer, three-pointer. How about Miles Turner hitting that like weird off-balance fall-away three that goes off the backboard and in? I mean, a lot of things had to go right for the Thunder to lose that game. But to your point, I would never, I know hindsight's 2020, maybe 2010 for that matter, but I would never lay a big money line in game one because weird things can happen in game one.
So I laid -5.5 in the first half for the Pacers, for the Thunder rather, yesterday. And that hit. Now the first half line, 7.5 for game two. My inclination here is to take the Thunder, and the way I want to back them is their points total. Over 18.5 over at BetMGM, -135. I'm sorry, 19.5. 119.5 at -118, or even over 120.5 at even money. I think this is like you just said, the Pacers kind of awoke a giant here. And I thought the Pacers defense was actually pretty solid in that first game. And the Thunder left a lot of points on the board in the first half. Like, of all of those turnovers for the Pacers early on in that game, almost 20 in the first half, the Thunder only had 9 points off of turnovers. So they were missing a lot of shots or just not capitalizing on those opportunities. That's not going to happen 2 games in a row on their home floor with that crowd behind them. So I'm not willing to lay the 11.5, 10.5 at BetMGM. But I would certainly look to back the Thunder in the total points market. I mean, even money is a nice price at over 120.5 for me.